Hey everyone, if we haven't met yet, my name is Matt, and just to give you some background before we start today's video, which is going to be comparing my progression, specifically on ALine, over the last 3 years. A little bit of background, I've been riding consistently for about 4 years now. The first time I rode Whistler, in particular ALine, was back in 2020, so the very first clip in this video and all the 2020 clips will be my very first time riding ALine. Some other information, I've been kind of practicing jumping consistently when I guess weather allows it, which on the island is luckily most of the year, on our local trails and jump parks. But another thing, I guess, is I'm generally more of a conservative rider and generally take less risks in my progression. So yeah, today we're gonna kind of look at what the last 3 years have looked like for that kind of progression. So this video was put together with 3 laps down ALine over the last 3 years, so being 2020, 2021, and 2022. And I kind of just want to see what my progression looks like. I think observing your progression can really help understand how you progress, and you know what helps encourage your progression, what doesn't. And I think, yeah, just kind of thinking about that can really help you move through the sport at a good pace, but also while maintaining safety for yourself, and hopefully not getting too many injuries from it. So one of the questions I had after making this video was, am I still progressing, and do I need to be? So I don't know, these are 2 questions that you might want to ask yourself, and to answer them, I think I am still progressing. I recently had a good-sized crash in Squamish after my most recent trip to Whistler, and I think over the last 3 years, so in between all these clips, I've had pretty good-sized crashes, separating my shoulder back in 2020, and then getting a concussion and like biting through my face in 2021, and then now spraining my back this year in Squamish. So all these injuries have definitely set me back in the progression a little bit, but usually what that does is give my body a break to kind of rest a little bit, and then recover, and usually it ends up being a stronger recovery than where I found myself before the injury, which is very nice. There's definitely a lot of factors to that. Healing well, giving yourself the proper time to heal is big. But yeah, so I definitely have tried to continue progressing. That's one of my favorite things about the sport. I think one of the conclusions I've reached is that there is always going to be a bigger jump, bigger drop, a more technical feature, a more gnarlier section, and yeah, it's not always worth it for myself at this point to be pushing myself to the next biggest thing. I enjoy the sport. There's so much, there's so many aspects of it, the community aspect, the physical and mental health aspect, the time it gives me to just go into the forest, the beautiful creation that we have, and grow closer to God, and just like all these things that the sport does for me, that can exist without rapid progression to the next, biggest thing all the time. So I think progression for myself moving forward is something that will happen naturally as I just continue to ride more and more. But I don't think it's going to be something that I'll necessarily be seeking as much as I was before. So yeah, based on what we're looking at here in the footage, it's really cool to see the kind of progression I've had over the last few years. Like I said at the start of the video, I'm not the most risky kind of type of rider. And so I definitely take things more conservatively. I think because of that, my progression has been very linear and kind of gradual increase over time, which honestly I've been very happy with. And if you're like that, that's totally okay. I found that it was a little intimidating sometimes with some of my friends being more kind of sendy and just hitting things, being like, you know, I'm just gonna do it. And because of that, they kind of progressed a lot faster than I was, and that was a little frustrating at times, for sure, because I was like, oh, I just want to do that, but I don't necessarily want to take that risk. But I found that over time, I kind of just, yeah, got peace with that, and love seeing my friends progress. That's honestly one of my favorite parts of the sport. Seeing the people around me grow on their bikes and just enjoy it more and more, and get more comfortable with it. But yeah, with myself, I'm excited to be working on various skills, kind of growing them in the same kind of linear fashion as I have been. I'm also working on a lot more video projects. As you've noticed, I've been putting some more time into the YouTube channel and all that stuff as well. So I'm really excited to continue doing that. I have a lot more bigger projects planned for this winter and next year. So yeah, thank you for stopping by and yeah, checking out this kind of video on my progression, and hopefully this has inspired you to go out and ride, because I mean that's why I'm here, that's why I do this. But yeah, stay tuned for the future, and yeah, I'll see you later. Have a fantastic weekend.
Whoa, gee. All good? Phew! Oh. How was the last one?
I got the front tire on.
Yes.
Like, I counted it personally.
Yeah.
I also crossed it, which is stupid.
Yeah. Oh, I love those.